Welcome, boys and girls, to the Not So Subtle podcast.
Hi.
How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Good?
All right.
Right on. This week's podcast today is sponsored by Covfefe, a new herbal remedy for all ailments. Trouble sleeping, eating, being, Covfefe. Side effects may include sudden numbness or weakness, especially on one side of the body, blurred vision, sudden severe headaches or pain behind your eyes, sometimes with vomiting, hearing problems, hearing loss, ringing in your ears, seizure, severe pain in your upper stomach, spreading to your back, nausea and vomiting, fast heart rate, loss of appetite, dark urine, clay-colored stools, jaundice, severe diarrhea, rectal bleeding, black, bloody or tarry stools, fever, chills, body aches, flu symptoms, purple spots under your skin, easy bruising, your bleeding, joint stiffness, bone pain, or fracture. Covfefe. The number one ailment. Healer. Medicine. Covfefe.
Thank you.
Well done.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good, dude.
That
was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Now that we got the sponsorships out of the way.
No more ads, guys. Don't worry.
No more ads. That's it. That's the first and last.
Please don't sponsor us, anyone.
I mean,
We already have all the money we need from Covfefe.
I mean, if you want to sponsor us, I mean, okay, but
You can send us an email.
We don't need money because Covfefe enriches our lives in ways that money can't.
who are we and what are we doing here?
We are the Not So Subtle Boyos. I am Dane LaPointe. Colter, who are you?
I am Colter Potter.
Oh,
Jordan.
I'm Jordan Miller.
Are you sure?
Ask you.
I mean, you
was
guys
just gonna
didn't
let
you
say
didn't
it.
hand it off to me, so I had to just do it myself.
Sorry. We thought you had your big boy pants on today.
I mean, I pulled them up, so
What do we talk about on this B word?
Well,
P
Excuse
word.
me.
anything and everything. Stuff we find interesting, our lives, water bottles.
And how they're empty.
Kermit, Infinity Stones.
Nothing happened when he touched it. I think he might be
He's a
celestial.
He's a celestial.
Which is actually a racial slur
Is it?
that we learned on Wikipedia.
I had no knowledge of this prior.
I still don't know how bad of a slur that is.
Because I've never
Well,
heard
it doesn't matter
used.
how bad the slur is. A slur is a slur.
That's true. I had just never heard it before that.
That's fair.
So we talk about games, movies,
Yeah.
pop culture, nerdy stuff, and our lives. And just, whatever banter we can come up with.
Really a grab bag.
A grave bag.
A grave bag.
cornucopia.
Grab bagel.
So
Bagel
what do we...
with egg.
So we talk about bagels. What's your guys' favorite
You guys
type
like
of bagel?
a bagel with everything? An everything
No.
bagel?
No.
You like bagel
It's
with cream
alright.
cheese?
Yeah, cream cheese is like the essence of life, so I'm a fan.
Cream cheese is great.
All right. What about
at
bagel
work?
with guacamole?
Oh.
Should we tell
Ooh.
this? We've been holding back.
Yeah, we've
Dane's
held back the
phobia
guacamole story.
for long enough.
Wait, did we not talk about this before?
I don't think we've. I think
so.
we might have mentioned it in episode 0.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
Well, basically, and I hate to bring this up, but Dane has a severe phobia of guacamole.
It's not funny. I don't know why you're laughing.
I'm not laughing. This is a deadly serious matter. If you see guacamole, you might die.
Shut down.
It's debilitating.
So we went to Taco
It's a
Bell.
condition that I live with.
We got food. Dane got a what is it? XXL burrito.
Was that what it was?
Or whatever it's called. Yeah.
It's a big burrito.
It has the word like XL.
Okay.
Some number of X's that I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And you got said burrito. You ate. I think you had one other item maybe, and then you.
Yeah,
you ate
it
your
was like
first
a
item.
loaded one of those grillers
Oh, yeah,
or
loaded
whatever.
griller.
Yeah. And so I think I had one of those, and I think I had a regular ass taco, like a Doritos like Loco
Give me a
taco, or just
basic-ass
like a
taco.
basic like by Taco Bell standards, it was a pretty basic taco. And then I had like the triple XL grande like Omega burrito, yeah, and like.
Took one bite of it and then sat it down, and you were like,
Man.
I can't eat this.
Yeah, I took.
And we were
I
like,
think I
"What's
literally
happening?"
took one bite. I was like,
Yeah, Dane literally shuts down. He
Yeah.
like gets.
There's like
my
what's wrong?
body just like shuts down.
yeah, he's
physically.
actually acting like scared and like worried.
I started like profusely sweat,
Kind
and
of.
yeah, and basically, so to everyone, probably from an outsider's perspective, it looked like I was just having like a reaction or something to something I ate in the burrito.
Yeah.
But what it really was is I'm not like allergic. Let it be known, I'm not allergic to avocados.
You're just scared of them.
I'm just very afraid of them. No, but I took a bite of the burrito, and like the burrito was warm. Like the contents of the burrito were warm, but the guacamole was cold, like really cold. And so it was like a weird dichotomy where I've been into it.
Probably in the fridge, like it should have been.
It was just weird, dude. Like I took a bite of the guacamole with like something else in the burrito, and it's like this doesn't taste right. Like like the temperatures and like the texture of the guacamole, because it's Taco Bell guacamole. It's not the best guacamole.
Yeah, sorry, it's not your highfalutin QFC guacamole.
I mean, sorry, it's not Tavern on the Green's guacamole, but
Yeah, so we were just like, Dane, do you have a guacamole phobia? Because he was just so like...
He was like...
a guacaphobia.
Like, he was a ghost.
Visibly like upset that
I
there was
under
guacamole in there.
He was under duress because of that. So yeah, we always like to bring that up.
Yeah. Long story short, don't ever get guacamole from Taco Bell because it'll shut you down.
Well, I mean...
Guaco Bell.
It'll shut you
Bell.
down.
I did shut down. It's a traumatic experience. I don't know why we're making light of it. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I
Thank you.
apologize.
What do we got next on El Docetto?
So, El Docetto, Colter, you brought this up today, that the weather around here has been warming up a bit, and thus little critters and buggy wuggies crawling into our homes, causing mayhem, being destructive.
Right.
Do we have any bug stories?
Yes.
I
actually want to bring up real quick, because you said it was getting warmer. It kind of... Remember on the episode 0 of this podcast, we talked about would you rather give up internet for AC and heating?
Oh, yeah.
And as it's been getting hotter, I've been considering that proposition a little bit more. And I'm not going to say that I hold my ground on what I said, but I think like on a day-to-day basis, if it was like...
Because you said that you would give up internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was erring on that side. And...
You were heavily leaning towards...
Yeah, I was heavily leaning towards that. And then I think I decided that if I could do it like on a day-by-day basis, like, okay, I'm going to need... I would rather go the whole day without internet and have AC right now. Because here's the thing. I don't have AC in my house or in my car. So I'm basically doing the scenario right now where I have internet, but I don't have AC or
Yeah,
heating.
but you're surviving.
Yeah, but you're fine.
Yes, I'm surviving. I'm fine. But would I give up internet on that day to have AC? Maybe.
But it's not on that
Maybe.
day. It's permanent.
You didn't even give the full answer. A maybe? Come on.
I think on some of
no.
these days, yes, I would do it.
No, because this is permanent. It's like you live a life.
Yeah,
You either
it's
live a
kind of a
life without
cop-out.
internet or you live a life. Yeah, that's not the same thing.
It's a cop-out
I get what
from
you
the
mean.
thing, but yeah, I've been considering that, and I wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
Anyways,
That's fair.
tangent.
Anywho.
So I do have a bug story.
Okay.
Picture this.
Let's hear it.
Picture this.
Paint the scene. Illustrate a scene for us.
You're at the best restaurant possible, Costco.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Tavern on the Green.
That is the best restaurant possible, but
There's nothing better.
Taco Bell.
I'm at Costco, all right? I'm in line to get me a slice of pizza.
Outside.
I'm thinking pepperoni. It's in.
Yeah.
It's like inside. It's covered. Like they have big sliding barriers for when it gets like cold and rainy.
Oh,
and then
okay.
there's heaters. It's basically inside.
Yeah.
Is
But
this the
there's,
one
like,
closest to
doors
us?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And so I was in line to get some food. I look up at the menu.
As you do.
I see.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Like,
I see an ant crawling around. It's a big ant. We can see it from where we are. We're looking up at the menu.
how
We
far
can
away are
see
you
an
from
ant.
the menu that you can see this ant?
I'm somewhat far away. I can see a big ant
I
walking
mean,
around.
the menu's
That's
like up
frightening.
above, isn't it? Like, or
Yes,
is it? Yeah,
it's up
like
above.
up on
So I'm
the-
looking
It's elevated.
up, like
Yeah.
probably 10 feet in the air. The menu is there. I don't know why I'm looking at
rhymed.
the menu. I know I'm gonna get a slice of pepperoni pizza.
a pepperoni.
So we see this ant walking around. We're like, okay, I don't like the way that ant is right above the window where we had to order. So I'm the first one to order. I go up and I'm directly above the ant. So I'm like, I'm not just gonna stand right above this ant. I'm gonna kind of stand off to the side, but I still have to order to the window that's in front of me. So I'm
Right.
like off to the side of the window, like trying to talk to the person.
Did you
like,
let anyone?
Can I get a pepperoni pizza? Like from the side of the window for no reason.
Did you let anyone like? Were you with people?
Yeah, I was with my brother and some friends.
Right. Did you let them know that you were doing this because of the ant?
Or did you just look like a fool?
I
Like, did
I
you,
don't think
like,
I said
warn anyone else
I'm
of their
gonna be
impending
to the
danger?
side. No.
Okay.
We all saw it though.
Okay, we all saw it.
talked
Okay,
about it. We all talked about the ant, and so they probably knew that I was to the side because of the ant. So they were watching me order or whatever. They were waiting. That was a burp. Sorry. And
it?
so I was ordering
Can't tell.
off to the side of the window weirdly, and then lo and behold, I hear them go. I hear my friends in the back go, "Oh my god!" And then I'm pretty sure out of the corner of my eye, I see the huge ant fall
No.
out of the corner of my eye right where I would have been standing if I had ordered normally. Now, this makes me a master and a prophet because I knew that the ant was going to fall. They denied it. They didn't think that it was possible. But I know it was possible.
It's better to be safe than sorry. And in that case, they were sorry.
And then I could say, I told you so, and
So
And not have a
basically,
bug
you
nailed it.
you looked like a fool with your ants on the ground.
We're done here, guys. Let's
That's
pack
it.
it up.
Everyone, pack up.
We're going
no,
home
but
tonight,
really,
boys.
you made yourself look like a fool willingly to escape death.
but then all of them kissed the ring after
Yeah.
I was right.
Well done.
Anyways,
That
do
was
we got any
pretty
other
funny.
bug stories?
I mean, I have one.
Take it away.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
So this was like a couple years ago. I was like getting ready to go to sleep. It was in Pullman, so it was pretty hot there. Sometimes moths fly around, and so I was getting ready to go to bed and have like my light on. I go to like pull up like my blanket to go to sleep.
No.
And I just
No.
like I heard like a fluttering. I was like, no,
Fuck off.
what was that? I was like,
A fluttering.
I was like, what was that noise? And then like as I lift up the blanket, a moth just flies out of there. I was like, no, what the
No.
just happened? And then it was like flying around my room. I was like, well, I can't go to sleep right now. It's just flying around and it, like flew under my bed. And I was like, what am I gonna do? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Shit. All right.
Yeah, and so
Jesus.
basically this bug was just this moth was flying around in my room. I was like, I need to go to sleep, so I just shut the light off and like curled up in my blanket. I was like, don't fly on my face,
There's
like
more
don't
to this story?
don't flutter me.
No.
Yeah.
This is already a nightmare. So
This
and
is
I lost the
horrible.
moth. I couldn't find the moth the entire time, and it was just
Oh,
fluttering
no.
around my room the entire night. It was a nightmare.
oh wait, but nothing else happened. You
No,
just
it
went
didn't
to
fly
sleep.
on me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was a couple other times where
Did you ever
like,
hear like the subtle noise of it flying around? You're like,
just
oh,
heard-
it's back.
yeah, well, like, so I would like sit there, like, I basically sat up like an hour that night, just like, oh, did I just hear it? What was that on my arm?
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
it flying on my arm? I'm like, no, it was just there. Just
It was toying with you.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's a nightmare sitch.
That's funny.
I pray for you. All right.
It was bad.
I have one that happened recently. I think
Okay.
you were here. You were there for it, Jordan.
Oh yeah.
We were at a friend's house. I think we were playing like, I want to say we were playing Call of Duty or like we were playing video games or watching something. But I was sitting on a couch, and I think I was like leaning. I don't even know how to explain it. I was like leaning like with my elbow on the couch, probably on one of like the armrests.
Yeah.
And then I thought I felt something like stinging on my arm, like like not a pain, but something that was like, oh, am I like leaning my arm on like a crumb or like, you know, like a Lego or something on this thing?
Like
A
there's
Lego.
something touching.
Yeah, like there's something that like my arm is like pressed against on this arm that's like bothering me. So I lift it up, and I'm like swatting my arm, like trying to get like, if you can't see, if you're just listening, I'm swatting my arm. I'm trying to like scrape it off, and I'm doing like broad strokes on my arm, and then I don't feel it, so I go back to playing or whatever. I feel it again, and then I end up looking. I end up just like lifting up my arm completely and looking at it, and there's like
It was like an ant
It was
or,
like
like, a huge ant.
like a beetle or like an ant or something that's just like has like a death grip on my arm, and it wouldn't move no matter what I did. And I was playing something, I'm pretty sure. So I was like, we were hanging out with my friend Gio. I was like, Gio, help! And so he takes like a newspaper, like a magazine or something.
So just like scrape
And he's
it
like
off.
scraping my arm, like he's trying to like, you know, like you're trying to scrape ice off a windshield or something, trying to get this bug off my arm, and it wouldn't go
It
anywhere.
seriously didn't come off. It was real bad.
It would
was
not
on
come-
there so tight.
Dude,
That's insane.
we were literally just like,
was.
yeah, it's like we were like with pressure and force, we're like scraping it. It
Yeah.
wouldn't come off, and I could feel it like digging into my skin. And so I like ran over to the and at this point we're laughing, but I'm also like, no, we need to get this
Somewhat
off. We need to
freaked
get this
out.
off. Like I couldn't do it because I didn't want to touch it because it's this like unidentified species just on my arm, clinging for life. So I ran over to the sink, and I'm pretty sure I took like a plate or something, and I was just like pushing as hard as I could on my arm, trying to get this thing off, and it flew into
Not
the
a fork.
Pry it off.
No, like I don't remember what it was. That was the
grabbed the
first-
largest object I could.
Yeah, I grabbed the largest object that could be used to scrape an organism off my arm, and I was just like going at it, and it fell into the sink, and it looked like, I don't even know what it looked like, a scarab or something, like a really small. No, not a scarab, but it was like a small like beetle ant thing.
It
like,
looked to me
I don't know-
like a very large ant.
I don't know what it was, but it was big.
Like a scarab.
It was frightening, dude.
It was an
wasn't quite as
Egyptian
like
scarab.
it wasn't quite as thick as a scarab, but
Was
it
it
looked
the
like
mummy?
it could have been like a beetle or something.
Dane had actually awoken the mummy's curse and was being
yeah,
attacked by
and
scarabs.
then slowly but surely over the course of 24 hours, I transformed into Brendan Fraser.
Or did you transform into Tom Cruise?
Brendan Fraser.
Definitely not.
Brendan
No,
Fraser.
not a fan of Tom Cruise.
No,
Mummy.
Tom Cruise is fine, but
I wanted to get into what your guys' protocol is for killing bugs. Do
What-
you capture, kill, or
really quickly
Take no prisoners
Some-
is my method.
before
some combination.
yeah. So it's always take no prisoners. Colter, I think you might remember this. A few years back, there was a very large spider that escaped my hunt.
Oh yeah.
In my room, like maybe 4 or 5 times throughout the summer. I'm talking like this was big. It was probably like it was bigger, like in total size, like including its arms and everything. It was probably bigger than a quarter, maybe like a $50. That's big.
Holy fuck.
That's big for Washington. Like we don't get like black widows or anything crazy out here.
Are you sure?
I don't think black widows are even that big, but
I don't know,
Whatever.
but it was a decent size.
Yeah.
And then I remember I went on like a tweet.
it was a
spree.
scarab.
It was a scarab.
scarab.
I went on a tweet spree,
Tweet
and I
spree.
had a hashtag. It was like the Great Spider Hunt of 2015 or something. And I chronicled my adventures hunting this spider until I finally killed it.
You did find it and kill it eventually.
I did find it, and I killed it. I
remember-
slayed him in battle.
I found it. Killed.
I smited him with my blade.
So I remember one time over the summer when I play video games, my like PS4 and Xbox and stuff are downstairs, and because it's in a basement, there tend to be some bugs that find their way down there.
Okay.
And I went to the bathroom, and as I was coming out, I like saw a spider on the ground. It was literally the biggest spider I had ever seen. I like tried to drop like a Harry Potter book on it, and I dropped it, and it literally just like picked it up and like threw it back at me. It was so big. It was so big. It was just like nah, and it just like skittered away. I was like, this is ridiculous.
It's like
This is the biggest spider I've ever.
You
it was
dropped
like,
the Encyclopedia Britannica
yeah,
on it,
and it was just like
shrugged it off.
nah, fam, nah,
Nah.
and then it threw it at me.
Not today.
It's like, fam, Harry Potter, you think that's gonna kill me?
I was like, nah, dude.
Fam,
that
that ain't
shit out of here.
that ain't even Deathly Hallows, bitch.
That's Harry Potter book 1. You think I'd take that
You
300
think
page
Philosopher's Stone gonna
bullshit?
take me down, motherfucker? That's great.
That's good.
Good stuff. Bugs are. Have you guys ever just like had someone in your family that was like, "Why did you kill that bug?" Or they just
Yeah.
like
There's
show
people
remorse
that
for killing?
actually like show remorse for bugs, and
Yeah.
I just
No.
can't relate.
No remorse. My
Yeah,
mom
we're
does
definitely. I thought this would be more of like a maybe someone has some leeway for whether or not they like kill a
No.
bug.
I mean,
Yeah.
it depends. I guess it depends on what kind of bug. Like, if it was like a ladybug flying around, I wouldn't be like, I'm not gonna just kill this ladybug. Like, what's
No,
it doing?
no.
Why?
Because ladybugs are nice. Look at them. They're red and like black. They look cool.
Wow, their outward
They have
appearance
polka
is
dots.
better.
Yeah, they don't look creepy like a spider.
They look like a
that.
woman.
Spiders look creepy as fuck, dude. They skitter
No.
and everything.
No, but the ladybug was really nice in James and the Giant Peach. So, I mean,
She was really nice.
That
So
movie
I
was
would kill her.
traumatizing because it was stop motion and scary.
It's a fever dream.
we should put
Yeah, it's a
James and
fever
the Giant
dream.
Peach on
The
our
Wacky
list.
film
I
list.
think we've
I'd
all
be
seen
okay
it,
with that.
but
That's
it's
a weird
good, It's a
movie.
good ass film.
I don't.
It
know
is
about that.
it's a film.
I don't know about that.
But yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, sometimes if I'm like close to like a window or a door or something, I could just like get it with like a paper towel and like toss it out. I might, but if I'm like sitting down and like, honestly, it's just, am I really gonna be like that lazy? Like, if I'm playing like a video game, I'm like, I don't have time for this, and then I just stomp the shit out of that thing. I don't care at that
Yeah.
point. But you know, if I'm already like up and moving, I'm like, I guess I could probably like take this thing outside.
Unless you attempt to stop on him and he grabs your foot like the
Unless
Terminator.
he's
and flings you
unless I like
across
try to
the room.
stomp and he just stops, he's like halt, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, please.
so sorry.
Then
What am
don't
I
kill
doing?
me.
Carry on.
I'm sorry, Mr. Spider.
I have had it where the bugs are sometimes so big that you're grossed out by the thought.
Yeah,
of
because
squishing
imagine
them.
like stepping on one of those huge like beetles or something. Just like I don't want to
Okay.
feel that
Feel
on my
it
foot. I
die.
don't want to feel that on my foot.
Dude, I've definitely that
You see that
reminds me.
crunch?
I've definitely like hit one on the like the wall or a floor or something with a
Just
magazine,
splat.
and I've seen juices like splatter on the floor. Like that's bad when they're really thick, you know.
When they're that big and juicy,
Yeah,
like you cook them up for dinner or something.
when they got a thick boot.
Yeah, when they got
Smash
that,
that boot.
When they had that thick beetle.
Colter, you good?
Guys have any other good ones? Good stories?
No, I don't think so. Or, I mean, there's one night
Do you have any
where
bad stories?
me and my brother, they're all bad. When me and my brother
They're
were
all traumatic.
chasing, like, the largest moth of all time. It was like a moth with, like, a huge body, though. Like, not just the wings were big,
That
but,
thick
like,
body moth?
it was thick, bruh.
Yeah.
No, but it was so big, and, like, you could hear it, like, flapping around like a fucking bat. Like, this thing was
Dude.
scary. And then we were chasing it all around the house, and it took us, like, all night, because we would be scared of it. We didn't want to, like, get near it.
Yeah.
So, like, it would start flying around
Moths,
really
like,
fast.
freak me out because they're just so fast and, like, flippy. They just, like, get real close
Yeah.
to your face. Like, I don't want that thing to touch me, man.
Yeah.
So, speaking of bats, a bat flew out of my fireplace one time.
Wow,
In your
that's not
house?
okay.
Yeah, in my house.
Was it inside your house?
Yes.
Shit.
And it was just flying around.
What did
Just
you do? Just
chilling.
open up the windows? Just like, please go home.
Well, this was actually shortly after I fell down a well, and a bunch of bats were underneath
All right,
my
let's
house.
move on.
There, jokes aside, there was actually a bat that flew around my house. It was frightening.
Yeah.
I think we called,
Batman.
yeah, we called Batman.
Oh, you're gonna cop.
He's here. Who?
The Batman.
The Batman. No, we called, like, the Bat Police or something that came, like, the Bat Control. Animal
The
Control.
Justice League?
This is the part where you're like, oh, in all seriousness, we called the Bat Squad.
We called the Suicide Squad. No, we called, I think it was, like, Animal, I don't know what it was, Animal Control or
And
something.
then they
I was
played
super
Eminem
young.
and got that bat out of there real quick.
Yep.
Bat out of hell.
Yup.
Have you
Sick.
had it, like, in school or something like that, when there was, like, a bird in, like, the gym, or, like, a bird in...
I thought
a
someone
place of
said there was,
work
like, a
or
bird in
something?
a classroom or one of the portables in high
I've had
school or
birds
something.
flying in my house before. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had one in my house.
Really, yeah. Like,
It just seems odd.
we just opened up, like, our back door and, like, our, like, sliding glass door, like, kind of on our deck, and it just straight up flew in our house. I was like, well, how
How
does
about
this happen?
that? What'd you do?
Well, you're gonna need to
You
get
just
out.
open up the doors and hope it flies out eventually, and it did.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. You have to sanction off parts of the house, like it was
Yeah.
Alien Covenant, where, like, you're shutting doors.
You're just like,
Yeah, and you're like,
shut
they're
the
not-
airlock.
they're
Shut
not-
B1.
They're not in kitchen, closed sector kitchen.
That's good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
What's our next docket topic?
Speaking of Alien Covenant, which is a movie,
Yeah.
we're talking about movies now.
We're talking about Alien Covenant
Talking
again.
about movies.
We're talking not about Alien Covenant, but we're talking
I've changed
about
my mind on Alien Covenant. It's a fantastic film.
what was your rating scale last time?
I don't know if I rated
didn't do a
Covenant.
rating
I didn't rate
for that
Covenant,
one.
but I'd probably give it.
Did we not? Oh, we rated
2 shitty robots out of 5.
what was it? 2 what?
2 shitty robots out of 5.
2 out of 5?
Yeah,
Damn.
2 robots.
it's not a good film. Sorry.
I mean, I had problems. That's low. Anyway,
Lols.
well, we watched another wacky film this week.
I mean,
We did.
Yeah,
We just watched it.
like every other week, we watched a wacky film called Scanners.
You guys should know that because you've listened to the previous episode and hopefully have already watched Scanners.
If
Now,
you haven't
yeah.
ever listened to this podcast, every week we pull a random film from a big old bag of films called the Wacky Film List.
The big bag
we
of
have
films.
the big bag of films. We have 50, let's say 50 plus movies on that list of varying genres and eras,
Quality.
quality.
Debatably.
So last week we watched Saving Private Drive-In.
Saving Private Drive-Ins.
Saving,
Got 'em.
Saving
It's our
Private
quest
Ryan.
to save mom and pop drive-ins throughout the nation.
Yep, starring Guy Fieri, shot live
And
on
us.
location in Flavortown. Mm-hmm. No, we watched Saving Private Ryan, and then this week we watched Scanners, a David Cronenberg movie.
Had you guys heard anything of David Cronenberg before this film?
I've
Had
heard.
you heard that name before?
Yeah, I've heard people speak of him in hushed tones,
Yeah.
saying that he is a twisted man.
And after seeing this film, I agree.
Yeah, he's twisted. What did we think?
I liked most of this movie. There was kind of like a lull in the middle of the film
Yeah.
that I felt was kind of like awkward and like a little bit boring, but like the start and the end were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, most of it was pretty good. Just the middle kind of like dragged a little bit.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised by this movie. Really enjoyed the soundtrack.
It's really. Should we explain what the movie is?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have seen it. Everyone listening has seen it.
Ev-
We shouldn't have to do
Hopefully.
this.
But yeah, who wants to summarize the movie? Jordan, take it away.
Okay, so this movie starts out with a I don't think they ever explain like the time period or the setting, but it's set in kind of just a normal American town. Basically, this
It's like the
not
70s
evil,
or something.
Yeah,
this
movie was made in 81.
80s, so
Yeah.
it looks like it was set around the same time. But basically, this corporation is recruiting psychics, or as they call them, scanners, to do some sort of nefarious plan. They're an evil corporation. They want to make money somehow by using the scanners, but they all go rogue. And so this corporation and a scientist, Dr. Ruth, I think his name was, finds a Cameron Vale, who's the main character. I think that was his name, right?
Yeah, you got it.
And then he tries to go hunt down the other main baddie,
Daryl
Revick, voiced, he is Michael Ironside.
Sam Fisher. Optimus
Prime.
I think he did...
Probably some other notable things.
Did he do Marcus Phoenix?
No, that wasn't Michael Ironside. That was Bender.
Bender.
But anyways, yeah. And so it's basically this Cameron Vale's quest to find this guy, and I honestly kind of like lost the plot halfway through with like the girl. I don't know quite what happened with like he finds another.
It got
scanner.
A little muddy in terms of the storytelling.
I like kind of like snap back into it with like this computer thing. He like connects his mind to a computer and blows up. I don't know what happened there, but
it seems like there was arbitrary like plot points happening in the middle of the movie that barely related to the main.
It's basically his quest. Like he is assigned to find Daryl, whatever his name is. Revick. That's his name.
Reznov. Rekov's scanner.
Yeah. And so, it's his quest to find him, and shit goes bad most of the time.
Yeah. So, I think David Cronenberg is known mostly for, like, body horror and, like, a lot of practical effects, a lot of, like heady, like, disturbing sci-fi stuff. He's done a lot of different movies.
Art
very like
this movie was like super artsy. It's not a horror film, but it makes you feel really uncomfortable with like the weird like shots and the sounds. Like the sound design in this like movie was just like unbearable to me.
Awesome.
It's so like uncomfortable to listen to. Like it makes you feel like made me feel really like just tense and like stressed as I'm watching.
I was about to say the entire movie, like even in the slower portions, you always kind of feel uneasy.
Yeah.
Like you never really feel comfortable with anything that's happening, like anything you're seeing, listening to. Like, they did a lot of interesting things every time he was scanning somebody, like, jacking into their brain or whatever. It would, like, basically narrate whatever the person was thinking, but in, like, the devil's voice.
Like, underwater.
That was pretty cool.
The
effect for that was cool. Yeah.
That was cool, and, like, every time shit was popping off, there was just this, like, weird, like, ambient noise in the background that was, like, a droning, like...
there's, like, a tone that, like, plays and, like, gets, like, higher and higher and higher, and, like, when it hits, like, the fever pitch, like, it just... Like, it gets to a certain point that stops, and that's when everything just blows up and, like, goes real bad.
I mean, literally within the first 25 minutes, we saw a guy's head just explode.
Yeah. How were you guys prepared for that at all? I was not expecting
No.
that.
Well, actually, no, I had seen that GIF before.
Oh, okay.
Of people, like... it's applicable to many situations, but I've seen that before. And then when I looked up scanners, I saw like a screenshot of that guy like sitting at the desk. I was like, oh, this is what that's from.
I knew this film was gonna have some body horror. I wasn't quite expecting like how like gory is it gonna get, and like
it gets bad.
It got real gross, but like in like a kind of a like weird like a way that you don't see that much anymore. Like it was really good like effects. Like it looked really good.
It was good. That guy like peels off his face at the end.
Yeah, he's like sticking his fingers like in his skin. It's so
like
gross.
Melting. Yeah.
I feel like there was like two main, big practical effects scenes, which was the head explosion at the beginning, and then the end scene was like the whole like jerk off of the whole movie. That was like
it was
the
definitely
big
building
finish.
to that like the whole time.
They definitely they had that scene where they were in the magic school bus and then they get shot off the road and the car flies through that record store.
Well, that's like a stunt.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But still, I thought it looked pretty good. Like considering
I liked the way the movie was shot. It looked really nice in a lot of parts. I liked it.
Yeah, they did a lot of interesting things with lighting, like in the beginning when and also like I think I mentioned this while we were watching, but the camera likes to linger on things a lot, like really uncomfortably.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just looking at things for way longer than you really want to, and the music is playing, and you're like, oh man, I don't want to see this anymore. Yeah. And like, I think in the beginning there was a scene where Cameron Vale was watching like videos of, I think it was Revick, right, in the psychiatric ward or whatever, and like the entire room was like painted in like an orange, like yellowish, like warmer color. And then the lights surrounding Cameron were all dark and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like he was like all isolated in there. There was a lot of like really cool shots like that throughout there.
Mm-hmm. I thought this movie was kind of confusingly like executed because some parts were executed really well. And some parts were like, okay, what is happening and why is it happening?
Yeah.
I thought maybe just the story in general could have been tightened up a lot.
I
like didn't really know why things were happening a lot of the time.
I agree.
But the actual execution of it, I feel like was a little bit ahead of its time in that it was actually suspenseful. A lot of the movies we've been watching were trying to be suspenseful, but this one actually was.
Yeah.
Like there was a really good scene at the kind of the start of the movie where Revik is like behind like one of the investigators were trying to like capture him.
Yeah.
And like there's just like this really like grisly like dark scene where like you see the investigator like pull up a gun and like to his head, but like in the background you just see like Revik and he's like blurred out. He's like blurred like out of focus, and then he just goes back into focus and the guy just you don't see it, but he kills himself. And it's it's real
but
messed
that was messed up because there's a lot of visual storytelling in here.
Mm-hmm.
It was I feel like I was a little worried because I was excited to see this movie because I've heard a lot about Cronenberg, but after all the other movies we've watched that are supposedly legendary or classics in their time, we watch them and we're like, yeah, I mean like. I see what they were going for, but it doesn't really hold up. I feel like this one, in a lot of ways, held up better than like even Alien or like Vertigo or any of those movies that were revered as being suspenseful or like scary.
Yeah,
this one, I think you're right. It built tension very well.
I think a lot of the individual elements hold up, but I don't know. Like the story is kind of broken in a way that can't be fixed. In terms of. Like how it plays out.
Like I just like checked out partway through. I was like, I don't know like what they're really doing anymore.
But as
and
far
then
as
I got back in, but it was just
But as far as the like filmmaking, the sound and the feel of everything, it all still holds up.
Yeah, the sound was awesome. I think that's the best part of the movie for me.
It started off
sound
with,
design,
with a good track, and kept it from there. I think.
If you guys have seen Crawl Space, the episode of Breaking Bad, at the end when it's like super tense and the music is just thumping and like super like there's white noise in the background and
your
like,
blood pressure is elevated.
Yeah, it's like rising tones like in the background. That was pretty much how it was throughout this entire movie as far as like sound and tension goes.
Yeah, I felt like the music was meant to make you feel bad. Like you were like commenting like at the start, like there's a scene in the start when Cameron gets captured and he like gets brought into a room and you don't really know that he's like a scanner yet. You kind of do, but you don't know like what the extent of his powers are. And there's a bunch of people flooding into a room and they're just all like having small talk. And Colter's just like, how are these people having small talk this loud? And it's just like none of them are talking. Colter, they're all silent and like they're just have that garbled sound, just like getting louder and louder and just.
So was that supposed to be him like hearing all of their like scanning all of them as they came in?
Yeah, I felt like he was like supposed to like be like. His powers were not controlled and he was just listening to everyone as they like talked.
Oh, or maybe he had just woken up after being drugged or whatever and they were like all flooding in. Okay, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I mean, that was really stressful because that was, during that scene, I think it was a good way. I mean, they did that on purpose, I'm sure, in the beginning to set the tone of the movie, but as that was happening, I was just getting really stressed. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to like listen to this noise anymore.
A lot of like the like actors when they're using like when they do the like scanning like psychic abilities, their faces are just like contorted and they're just like their bodies like super tense. And, like, they're just getting so tight and like you just feels like so uncomfortable watching them. They make awful facial expressions in the
probably
movie.
Like 50% of this movie was just people going
if you've ever wondered what all these actors individual O faces are, you'll see them 50 times.
That's pretty good. It's like the triggered meme. If you guys have seen the triggered meme, it's basically that throughout the entire film.
See, one thing you just made me think of was that like this movie definitely could have presented these scanners as like, well, the movie was dark from the get-go, but it definitely could have presented the scanners as being like superheroes, or like not superheroes, but like being like envious of their powers or something, being like, oh man, that'd be so cool if I could hack into people's brains and like do all that stuff and hear what people are thinking. But then like every time someone is doing that in this movie, you just kind of feel really bad for them, and you feel really bad about what's happening. The music is like just super disturbing, and
because like anytime they like use it or like you see them like when they're like next to other scanners, they just like start like freaking out and have like nosebleeds, like they get sick, like they're just like they're just okay.
Like suffering.
Like, they're just sick when they're like doing this. It's just bad.
And it's like, well, I don't think I want that power.
I thought it was really interesting.
For
the most part.
It was a cool movie. I'd be interested to see some of his other stuff.
Yeah. now that I've like seen this, I can kind of like put a movie to like his name and like his.
Yeah.
He has a distinct style for sure.
I would be interested in seeing. Is it? I don't know if this is like his like star film or not.
This is one of his star films. I think we might have another.
I think we have another Cronenberg film on
I
there,
thought
but I'm
we
not sure.
did.
Oh wait, isn't it A Scanner Darkly? That's not. Is that Cronenberg?
No,
Richard
that's-
Linklater.
Was
Linklater.
it?
No, that's
No?
something complete. I
I'm
mean, it
pretty sure
has.
he didn't do that.
No, I don't even know if the director of that movie, but he's done The Fly.
Okay.
A History of Violence. The Fly is apparently really disturbing.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. A History of Violence. He's done that. A lot of his more famous ones were in the 80s, I believe, like around the time of Scanners. He did one called Crash. That is supposedly
Not the Crash movie.
no,
Not the Academy Award winning.
no. I've heard. I was
Academy
actually
Award-winning
talking to my
Suicide Squad.
manager at work, and he said this Crash. It's rated NC-17. First off, but I've heard this
film.
movie is extremely disturbing and really, really hard to watch. But yeah, he's on The Fly. Videodrome is another one that you guys may have
Okay,
heard of
yeah.
before. That one's supposed to be really interesting. And then yeah, stuff like that. There's one called Shivers, which is supposed to be good from 75. A lot of this is just really odd, like kind of off the wall sci-fi. But I don't know. I'd be curious to see some of it.
Cool.
Yeah. So we all liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
mostly.
do we
I
give
was,
it?
I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not gonna say I loved it or.
I'll give it 4 exploded heads out of 6.
Hey,
Okay. Colter.
3 Ryans out of 4.
Every movie is 3 Ryans out of 4.
I'm on the binary scale. It's a 1.
Okay. I think I'm on the Bussy scale here out of
Jesus
10.
Christ.
So I'm gonna go for a 7 out of 10 Bussies.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
No more explanation is needed.
No, that's it.
Please don't go into the bussy.
That's it. Never go into the Bussy. Cool. So that's our wacky film of the night. We will be drawing
Right back.
another wacky film. We're gonna take a quick break. Remember, guys, Covfefe, the #1 heal-all remedy. Covfefe.
We're sponsored by it.
It's our sponsorship for the night. No, we're going to pick another wacky film at the end of this podcast, so stay tuned. Start thinking about what you want us to watch, because we most likely won't pull it.
That's
And also,
I
you
mean,
don't know any of the films that we have on the list.
That's true.
That's true. We need to post
we
that
barely know
link
the films on the list.
publicly.
That's true. We do. Have we not done it?
I
Done it yet?
have a tab on the website for Wacky Film, but I have not filled it out yet.
Okay.
I have been lazy in that regard only. I've been working very hard.
You
And
have
then
been
the
working
other-
very hard.
Very hard.
Another shout out to Colter for working very hard.
Didn't mean to incite a shout out, but
It's been
anyways.
done.
Anyways.
Alrighty. Well,
Okay, you guys. Richard Linklater did direct A Scanner Darkly.
Did
so
he?
fuck off.
Oh.
wow.
Oh, no, he didn't
Oh,
do
I'm
that.
sorry, I'm
Richard
sorry.
Linklater did School Rock. He's the greatest director of all time.
I mean, that probably
No one
is his
said
crowning
that.
achievement.
Yeah, no, A Scanner Darkly is his crowning achievement. Thank you.
Is that like a sci-fi movie or like a...
I don't know. Is that weird cel-shaded one?
So-
We have it on the list.
Yeah, there's. I'm
I
pretty
just
sure.
wouldn't have thought he would have
I'm
directed
pretty sure
that, 'cause
Keanu
that
Reeves is
sounds
in there,
weird.
right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at one point in that movie, it just transitions entirely to cel shaded.
Like
Also-
a video game.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the reason I brought that up is because the reason A Scanner Darkly is on this list is because I recommended Scanners, but that's because I first said A Scanner Darkly because I thought that was the movie I was thinking of. It wasn't, but we left it on the list anyways. So
Oh, so you were the one who suggested Scanners?
yes,
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know you probably thought you did because it's a Dane movie, but
It is a Dane movie.
That one was me.
It is a Dane movie. I thought at one point we had talked about that before. That's probably why.
We
He
talked
just
about
he
Scanner
brought up
Darkly.
Scanners, but it wasn't even the movie that he was trying to
Yeah.
bring up.
But that being said, we watched it and we
And
had a
it
good
was
time.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well, sticking with the theme of movies, we're gonna talk about one more movie-related topic here.
One more movie.
Ever.
One more.
One more.
Count it up. 1.
This is the last time we'll ever talk about movies. You better enjoy it.
This is the finale.
This is it. No, we're gonna talk about our favorite movie genres.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Who wants to start? Coulter.
Well, Jordan, I think Colter should start.
Well, Dane. I think Coulter should start. Also.
Thanks.
Kermit, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say Kermit actually.
Oh,
Wow,
there.
that's
That was
weird.
my best Kermit voice. I'm really sorry.
Wow, that was
Wow.
Very good.
Well, I think Colter should start. My favorite genre is the Muppets.
Muppets.
My favorite genre is Miss Piggy
No.
in a
stop.
pornographic film.
No, no.
bad. Don't do
guys.
Kermit like that. Don't do Kermit like Kermit.
I'm sorry, Mr. Henson.
Shield your virgin ears. He's dead.
Thank you.
Wow.
I didn't really think about this very hard, but
Well, thanks.
Well, thanks for investing energy.
no, I'm gonna go into it now. I enjoy any film
Porn.
that is
With Miss Piggy.
pornographic. I enjoy any film that is like kind of a heroes versus villains type situation. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's only like an adventure movie or a superhero
Yeah, that doesn't
movie.
restrict it to a
so
genre.
so not necessarily just the hero's journey.
Well, yeah, also that.
No, we're
Excuse
not
me.
talking about it. Just go.
Excuse me, guys. Is that voice crack number 1 on the podcast?
It might be.
Guys, when did you stop going through
Congratulations.
puberty? Colter, and
Write it in the comments down below. The roast begins. Yeah, so I like the heroes versus villains mentality. Now, this rules out many slice of life situations where it's just kind of thrusting you into a thing and just like, all right, this is someone's life. Like, there's no real
Yeah.
goal or purpose. Apocalypse Now. No, it's
mean,
not really.
That could be
That's
argued,
not
but
a-
it's not.
We're
That's
not
not
gonna
a
get into
strong
that.
example. I will say something like Boyhood, which is later film, but it's
Okay.
bad.
So
we'll
what
talk
you're telling me
about
is you
we'll
hate
talk
Richard
about that
Linklater.
link later. Oh,
Oh man, God.
oh, got him.
Richard Linklater is Colter's least favorite director.
Would you say that Richard Linklater is your daddy?
We're
Would you
getting
call him
so,
daddy?
but we're hitting so many like tangents, and I haven't even
All right,
like
bring it back,
talked
bring it back,
All
about
right,
boys,
reel it
bring it
in, reel it in.
No, but like, yeah. So it's basically a movie where someone is given a responsibility or a task, and then by the end of the movie, he or she must complete said task. I like that because it gives like purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like superhero stuff, but I also enjoy movies like Taken, where he's like, I'm on a mission.
Do you think superhero movies are like the best like the best example of that thing that you like, or
I wouldn't even say so,
wouldn't?
because it's.
So
I
it's-
mean, I am saying heroes versus villains, but
But not, like,
sometimes
Marvel movies
I
or
like it
something like
more when it's just a normal guy and he has to do
Yeah.
like something extraordinary.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like this is more how you like your movies plots to be organized. Like I imagine that you
It's-
don't. I
I
know you
am
don't
copping
like.
out to
I know
some
you
degree.
don't like ambiguity
Yeah.
and like things that are left up to interpretation. Mm-hmm. So much as you, or maybe not even that, but more so like you enjoy and want a cohesive thread to lead you through the movie that you can like latch onto, rather than like a meandering
Yeah.
art piece like Apocalypse Now.
Yes.
I mean
fair.
that has common threads, and you could argue that that has some elements of what you're talking about, but that's also much more of a like heady, like
Well,
interpretive.
I think that's less of like a through line thread to follow, and more like this. The story is not about like good versus evil, hero versus villain. Like there is no like it's just a gray like moral area in that movie the entire time. There are no sides in
Yeah.
that movie. There are no like even the Americans, who are mostly your good guys, they're not the good guys in that film. Like no one is good in that film.
Yeah.
And that's not a super that's not a heroes versus villain, like good versus evil. Like,
Right,
through
yeah, that's a
line.
completely
There's
different
nothing there.
example of what we're talking about, but it has a cohesive like theme that you can latch onto throughout. Whereas the movies that you're talking about, I feel like have a not linear, but a something like just a consistent like plot or something like driving you forward at all times.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned, what was the movie that we watched? Shit, we watched
Scanners.
something. No, we watched something recently where you're like talking about how you enjoyed it because there was a goal throughout.
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Was it that?
Yeah, no, I thought for some reason I thought it was a different Wacky film movie. But yeah, you were saying you liked that because from the beginning it was like we need to Saving Private. We need to save Saving Private Ryan.
That's his name.
They
S.
needed to
Private
save
Ryan.
the last Blu-ray copy
Yeah,
of Saving
I
Private
was
Ryan.
literally about to say a DVD copy of
It's
Saving
the last
Private
one.
Ryan
A
fell
limited
into
edition,
a
4K.
into a stream, into a pond, and
Yeah.
we had to fish it out. No, but yeah, I also like just the dynamic of two people with opposing goals
Ideals.
trying to like get their way. I really like that idea.
All right.
Anyways,
I think
if
you
I had
should-
to answer the question directly, I would say I
Slice of
really
life.
like action and comedy if it's good, and then horror would probably be like number 3.
Yeah.
Again, to add to this, I've said this multiple times. We should add No Country for Old Men to the list because I'd be
No.
interested to hear.
Vetoed.
I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about it, knowing that and what Jordan will have to say about it, knowing how he feels about Apocalypse Now.
Fine. We can discuss if it'll go on the list or not.
I think it should. Anyway,
Is there a reason why we didn't have it on the list in the first place?
because you guys hate me.
I don't know. I thought, or I
Because
would
it was a
have
Dane
thought it
film.
was already on the list, but
All right,
maybe
let's
it's
just,
not.
Let's just slide on there to stop Dane from talking about this.
I will bring it up again.
I'll look
Alright.
for it in the bag. What about you, Jordan?
So I think I have said this like in response to Colter's. I feel like I'm in kind of the opposite place of Colter, where I like it when there isn't that like good versus evil, like singular storyline, like two opposing ideals. Like I like it when those ideas are mixed and like the director or whoever is doing is like flipping that kind of like idea on its head.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into that too much because I'd rather just talk about the genre, but I do think
Maybe some examples of movies.
yeah, I mean because I like that, I like think movies like Apocalypse Now, like Scanners, like those weird kind of like psychological like horror thrillers. That's why I like Neon Genesis, like that stuff, because it like plays into like psychological like effects and like just that kind of like dark, interesting kind of psychology to me. I kind of like that. So I'd say like psychological thrillers, like action movies also. Just because those are usually just good old fun.
You haven't seen Seven, right?
I have not. Is that on the list?
It is on the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a cool one for you, I think.
Yeah, I already know the ending of 7, so I feel like I'm wrong.
But there's so much more
Everyone,
to it.
everyone knows the ending of 7.
Yeah, there's so much. Well, I didn't actually know it till I watched it
Okay, well, I mean, when did you watch it?
like 2 years ago.
All right, never mind then.
I knew about the what's in the box, but
Yeah.
I didn't know like
That's what I know.
I didn't know
don't
anything else about that, and I also didn't know the reveal of the villain.
I'm also a big fan of horror movies as well, but I feel like it's so easy for a horror movie to like not be good that like that ruins it for me. If it's like if the movie like screws up its own fiction and starts just like doing dumb stuff like an Alien Covenant, where it's just like, oh
Yeah.
you guys are like dumb people, like I'm so sorry, but you're just blowing everything because the movie like demands it, then I just instantly despise that movie. But yeah, I don't know, I like it when a movie just kind of does things that you're not used to try to make you feel a certain way, and I think very few movies do that, but when they do, I like them.
Interesting.
What about you,
Cool.
Dane?
I think to go with the theme, I'll explain styles of movies I like, and then go for a specific genre. But
I'm sorry that I set up a
no,
framework.
I don't have a problem with that. I actually like that. For me, I really enjoy. This is kind of oddly specific, but I like movies
Nice.
that put like.
I
I
also
like movies. Yeah, no, I like movies that place kids in extraordinary situations, like The Goonies or Stand By Me, Funeral Kings, Stranger Things, like anything like that. I really enjoy the idea of like
Indiana Jones too.
I don't know
Indiana
about that.
Indiana
No,
Jones 4?
no, like
Short
a
Round.
like a
Do you
group of
enjoy
kids.
Short Round's
No,
plight?
no, I hate.
What about
Short
the fourth
Round.
Indiana
What's
Jones
wrong
movie?
with
His
him?
son is in that movie. That's a kid put in an extraordinary
Indiana
situation.
Short Round is a nuisance throughout that entire movie. He's just a problem. Short Round is the NPC that you have to like escort around in a video game, and you're
But
like,
he doesn't walk
He
like fast enough to
helps.
keep up.
no,
with you,
he
but
doesn't.
he's
He
just-
barely helps.
I don't remember if he.
He's
does
always just yelling shit, and
He is yelling stuff,
He's just annoying.
he's
But
a
no,
kid.
but I don't know. And it's not. I should say not necessarily just kids, but like I really enjoy The Goonies. I really enjoy Stranger Things, Stand By Me. There's a movie called Funeral Kings that I watched not too long ago that I really liked. But I like the idea of kids just being thrown into like these situations where if it was happening with adults, like it wouldn't be quite as. I mean, maybe some of these with Stranger Things, it's extravagant, adults or not, because everyone's involved and everything's wild. But like for Stand By Me, like going to find. Have you guys seen Stand By Me? Do you know the
No.
concept of that? Basically, like a kid gets murdered in their hometown, and then these kids like there's like a prize or some sort of like search for this kid's body.
Hang on. Is there a prize for finding this kid's body?
There,
Is
it's
that what
like
you were
no,
about to
not
say?
not a prize, but like the police are searching
Whoever
for
finds
this.
the body gets a ticket to the raffle, kids. Step right up.
Don't you want to go to William Wonka's factory? Find the body. No, it was like I don't remember exactly what the setup was, but basically the police are searching for this kid that was murdered, and then this group of kids are all like, wait, like these adults are fucking stupid. Like we can do this. Like why can't we just go search for the body? And they go on like an adventure, just like a journey, the hero's journey, if you will. And they fight like bullies.
Kiddie, nice romp to find a dead body.
To find a dead body. It's a Stephen King novella.
A telenovela.
No.
Just a novella. And then it's just like they face obstacles both in the form of like bullies and like, you know, hardships and like
bullies and bodies.
Coming of age stuff. Like one of them has like a dad who's an alcoholic and like all kinds of stuff like that. It gets really dark. But they all overcome things. And then like, you know, The Goonies is just great because it's a good old fashioned like swashbuckling adventure romp with a bunch of kids cracking lines and like swearing and doing things that
doing lines.
Kids shouldn't be doing lines.
Doing yes, that's true. Kids, if you're out there, don't do lines.
Don't do lines of
simple. Whatever.
Pixie sticks.
Yeah, pixie sticks.
We know a couple kids that did that.
Yeah, everyone did that. Yeah, so I don't know. I enjoy adventure movies.
Do you like high school or like school movies?
Yeah.
Or is it just like adventure that you like?
I just like capturing. I like movies that capture the essence of youth, but in a weird way. Like, you know, like exploring. Yeah, like exploring like hardships that these kids go through in Stand By Me while they're on this crazy journey looking for a dead body, and they like almost get run over by a train.
The dead body.
They're like on. There's a part where there's a classic scene in Stand By Me where they're going over like a giant like bridge over water, and then it's like it's a one-way bridge, but then there's a train coming, and they have to run and get off the thing, and like there's all kinds of stuff like that are like mild adventures in the grand scheme of things, but viewed from the perspective of kids, it's like this huge like you know obstacle or event. I think it's cool.
I think because I have such like a pessimistic mindset, I don't find any of those films that interesting to me. Like Stranger Things, I like Stranger Things, but I don't like the kids in that movie or in that series. Like The Goonies, not a big fan of The Goonies because it upsets me that those kids are disrespecting authority. Like why can't they just be like normal kids and like respect your elders?
Good, dude.
All these movies Dane described are kids rebelling against authority and being little brats. Like just be adults, all right?
Did you ever
grow up?
Rebel?
No. I'm a perfect, outstanding
I'm a rebel.
You fell into line.
I'm an outstanding citizen.
I rebel.
That wasn't in the film.
I know.
You don't get anywhere by breaking outside the rules. You can change the rules once you're inside, but you can't break
You
them
infiltrate
outside
the rules.
I don't even mean like that. I just use those as specific examples.
Yeah.
But yeah, just adventure movies, just being put into normal people or mostly kids or people like ordinary civilians, but being like put into crazy situations. Always good to see.
And the occasional art film or old film.
Yeah, and I also
Told is good.
Yeah, I also really that's eerily accurate and a roast. I also really enjoy.
It has great cinematography.
Yeah, I also really enjoy. I think as a genre overall, I think either like sci-fi or like I really enjoy a good straight up action movie like John Wick.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, like even Kingsman I guess could somewhat fall into that category. Like it has comedy in there and everything, but just stuff that revolves purely around action. Maybe like Dread is another one in there. I think The Raid is on the list. I'm excited to see that one.
I feel like we're have seen like a resurgence of just straight up action movies that are like just bare bones, just cool person just messing shit up and being cool.
And there's something cool about a movie that can embrace that. Like John Wick is a great example, probably the best example of that style of movie, but it knows exactly what it is. It doesn't have to paint like an Oscar-winning story or narrative. It's just like, okay, this guy, they killed his dog and wrecked his car. Now he's just gonna slaughter hundreds of people.
Those movies know
it's like I'm down with that.
Shoot millions of people.
I'm so down with that.
Like they know exactly what they are, and then they don't do any. Like they don't try to break outside that box. Like they know what they're going for, and then they just do it perfectly well, and like that makes them really fun to watch.
Yeah. And I also just as a rule, I really enjoy movies that you do a lot of in-camera effects, stunt work, practical effects, just all that kind of stuff. Really adds to the movie for me. I think just about anyone would probably agree with that, but not as many people nowadays are conscious of it, I don't think. Like, a lot of people just go into the movies and be like, oh yeah, Fast and Furious, whatever, was awesome, or like whatever movie it is.
But they don't recognize the excellent cinematography in Fast and Furious, and to me, that's a shame.
I
To me,
mean,
that's the greatest sin of mankind.
no, well, maybe that's not a good example. Just like a blockbuster summer movie that people go to in droves, like Pirates of the Caribbean is a good example. They just go to it and see explosions and pirates flying everywhere, but yet they watch Mad Max and probably enjoy it just as much, but they don't stop to dwell on the fact that it was all real.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
A lot of people just see crazy CG things happen and they're like, wow, that looks good. And then they look at a crazy practical thing happen and they say like the same thing. They don't recognize.
They don't realize
one
how
is
much
clearly much harder and better and cooler.
And I think for me,
And not CG.
I'm certainly in that boat. A movie like Doctor Strange, which looks really cool, but it's entirely CGI. Like, the movie might as well be on a green screen. I see that, I'm like, that looks neat, but like, that's not nearly as cool as Mad Max. Like, Mad Max is a fucking amazing piece of work.
It's just
Doctor Strange was made by computers. Like, that's obviously a
there
lot
is
of people worked
artistry
hard
to
on
that
it,
too,
but
but yeah.
But still, it was created it was fabricated, whereas like Mad Max is like real work put on art.
It's about suspending your disbelief, and it's much easier to do that when something is actually happening.
When you're just like, oh, that's actually a real car flipping through the air, and not like, oh, that's a computer generating this. But
yeah. So that being said, I think that's an interesting conversation to have really quickly. I watch a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I buy a lot of Blu-rays, or even if I rent a movie from iTunes or whatever, I'll watch the behind the scenes featurettes. Specifically recently on John Wick, Mad Max, and what was the other one? There was another one recently that I think it might have been Arrival. I watched how they created the language and stuff. But do you guys ever do anything like that? Jordan, I know you don't. No. I think I showed you guys.
I like gag reels.
Yeah, but I
like seeing the goofs.
I like easily digestible things I can watch slouched on my couch and eat Doritos.
No, I appreciate the artistry that goes into it, but I'm not that into it to watch how it was made. I like seeing the final product. I don't really want to see how it's put together.
I think I remember we watched the Mad Max things. Do you guys find that interesting at all?
Yeah. It was. I mean, I liked watching it because I saw it and watched it, but I wouldn't have gone out of my way to see that.
Yeah, I'm fine with watching it. I just never actually go to the menu, hit the button to watch this featurette. It's just for some reason more work for me.
I just it kind of feels
unless
to me
it says gag reel.
Why I don't watch movies again a second time that often. I watch it and then I'm done with it. I'm content with it. I don't want to see it again. That's fine. There are other things that I could be doing in that time, watching it again or watching behind the scenes stuff. I could be watching another movie.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, watching that stuff, maybe it's just me being overly nerdy about that specific thing. But watching that and then watching the movie again gives me a tenfold appreciation of everything that was happening, and makes me way more. It's almost like I get more invested in the movie because I know that so much work was. Obviously, we know a lot of work was put into these, but once you see it, you're like, oh shit! They spent a week. They spent a month to film that beach scene in Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. Over a month just to film that first sequence, and then and then it's over. But if you think about that, that's crazy.
Yeah, I respect it.
30+ days just on a beach filming ridiculous shit. So
yeah.
Anywho,
well, is that our movie section?
I think it was.
What were you gonna say, Jordan?
I was just gonna say the next time I see you Saving Private Ryan, that beach scene will actually feel like a month to me. Then.
I mean, it did when we watched it.
It already felt incredibly long and stressful, but
great movie. All right,
3 Ryans out of 4.
Where's the last Ryan?
Well, watch
He's
Saving
in
Private
space.
Ryan to find
He's
out.
on Mars.
He's
We're
in
gonna go
space.
save him.
Saving Private Mars.
Because that was.
I would watch that.
What's that movie? Oh, what's that?
The Martian?
Oh yeah, The Martian.
Saving the Martian.
Have you guys seen that?
Terrible.
I have. Great movie.
Is it?
It was fine.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, it
really
was good. It was well made, but
So
It was funnier than I thought it would be.
you said it was a great film.
Yeah, I liked it. I really liked it.
it's fine. It's a valid opinion to say it's a great film.
It's impressive to me because it wasn't filmed in very many locations. And it was
Just one, space.
just one.
Not
It
true.
was filmed on Mars.
Anyways,
Live on set in Mars. What have you guys been playing?
Whoa, that was
We're
really
moving on.
fast.
We're moving on to games. I don't have time to fuck around.
All right, fair enough.
What have you been playing? God damn it,
The
man!
game
You're
of
taking
life.
forever. Seriously?
Jesus.
You
We don't
just
have
came at
all-
me so fast, and I wasn't ready.
No, I mean we talked about a little bit of movies. We also talk about games from time to time. So not a lot of gaming related stuff has happened. There is one thing that I want to talk about, but we can get into it later.
Okay.
But yeah, what have you guys been up to this week? If you haven't been playing anything, what have you been doing?
I can start. So I have been playing Prey for about the last month. I finally beat it. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that.
That's
It's
like
definitely an accomplishment.
The first update we've heard about it, and you beat it.
Yeah, it's been because I was kind of just like getting through a couple hours at a time, so it was kind of hard for me to say, oh, I like did like this cool thing, like, and also, so the start of that game starts off with a really cool like setup and like trick, and then the middle like whole section of the game kind of doesn't have a lot of story in it. They're like dialogues between people and like articles you can read and stuff like that. But you know from our Outlast playthrough, I don't make shit in those games.
I was about to say.
I've been reading a lot of, for the record, I've been reading a lot of the Prey stuff.
It's just there's so much in there, and like at a certain point, I wanted to like get through the game, so I kind of just started mainlining it. But I was kind of again checked out kind of in the middle, and then the ending like hour and a half of the game was like so crazy. I was just like, I'm back into this right now. Like, let's get this. And then I finished it. And it was the ending of that game is hilarious and also probably pissed a lot of people off. I feel like because it's bizarre. The ending of that game is fantastic to me, at least. I thought it was awesome, but it totally made like the playthrough worth it for me. So,
interesting.
Highly recommend.
Cool.
But since I beat that, I've been able to dip my toes rather into some other things. Like Black Desert Online MMO, akin to World of Warcraft. I feel like every couple years or so, I kind of get the itch to play an MMO. A couple years back, it was Final Fantasy 14.
We played a lot of that.
Yeah, and kind of like Destiny filled that spot a little bit. And I was like, I got a hankering, I got an itch to play a MMO, so I downloaded it because it was real cheap on Steam. It's pretty fun.
It's pretty good.
I've only played a couple hours of it, but it's real pretty, and that's cool. And then
the action is cool.
Yeah,
I briefly played it for a few
plays
minutes.
like an action game when you're playing it, not like your standard kind of just like click a button and watch it play out. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, I've been playing Vanquish and Bayonetta on and off.
Vanquish is awesome.
That game's fun. It's kind of basically like Japanese Gears of War. It's anime Gears of War, really.
It's anime Gears of War, but you can boost around with rocket shoes.
Yeah, you kind of just like slide around your knees, like and go in slow motion, like Max Payne. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Mortal Kombat or not. I keep saying Mortal Kombat, but it's Injustice 2. I don't know why I keep saying that.
It's the same thing.
It's
It's
the same
real.
thing. But yeah, Injustice 2. The storyline in that game is pretty fun, so I've been playing that.
Yeah, that game's cool. We played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds a little more,
Yeah,
and we finally got the chicken dinner.
We did.
Let's get it for the number one. What would you call it? Wins. They got 2 wins. That means they're the
Yep.
last boy standing twice.
Yep.
So
And we've been talking about this game a lot. Finally, we have
it's-
some wins on the board. I haven't
It's
played.
a rush of emotion unlike any other.
it is. This game has seriously sucked me in so deep. I've been playing it for like 2 months, I think, and like I play it almost every day. Like I cannot stop playing this game, which is why I haven't made progress in like anything else. Is because
So
every night
good.
I'm just like, oh, I gotta at least try PlayerUnknowns, and then I play it
Yeah.
for like 3 hours, and I can't play anything else.
Dude,
But
last
it's real fun.
night we had an incredibly intense match in
mean,
squads.
Yeah, we've been playing with like kind of like another extra person here or there, and it's fun. It adds kind of another bit of like flair to the game and excitement.
Yeah.
And it's still real fun.
And in that mode, you're facing teams of similar size.
Yeah.
So last night we found ourselves in an apartment complex, fighting like 4 separate teams.
Yeah, so at the start of the match, we like so when you group in, you like if you have 3 people, you can like click a button and it will fill out or if you even with 2 people and you do squads, it'll fill out like 2 more people, so you like random people, so you can play with them. And we forgot to unclick that because usually we just like play by ourselves. And so
Yeah.
we had this guy with us, and
Pale Ghost.
yeah, we're gonna call him out here. Pale Ghost, if you're listening, you were with us, bud. But
Sorry,
he's talking
champ.
in like in game chat, and we're talking on Discord, so he can't hear us. And he's just like, all right, guys, like, where do you want to jump out? And then like we
He
didn't
places
respond
a
to
marker.
him. And we didn't respond to him, so he puts it like really far, like in a corner of the map. And then me, Dane, and Trent, the friend we were playing with, were just like, all right, jump out now. And we all jump. He's like, oh, so you guys won't talk to me, but you all jump out at the same time? And
That's
he
cool.
got really upset. But he walked like across the map to help us out at the end, which was good on him.
And he finally converged on our position when we were in a shootout with like 4 other teams in a
Yeah.
house.
Like,
and
pulled
he
up
ended
and,
up
like,
being
people just started
extremely helpful.
Yeah,
And
they start
he
flooding
would
out.
walk 500 miles,
just
and
to
he
come
would.
to us, help us in our time of need.
He did.
Ba-da-da.
He did end up dying, but God bless your soul.
But he showed up and he was going full. What's that guy's name from Battlefield that we were playing with? Shit. Brian, yeah. He went full Brian. He was like, all right, guys, multiple bogeys approaching from the southeast,
Yeah.
and blah, blah. Like, we say that anyway, but the way he was saying it was so serious. And I think he was Canadian, too.
I mean, we say it in
He's
a
like, oh, they're
joking
out there.
manner.
They're out there. they're coming in. They're out there.
Savage.
It was great.
He was fun.
A Jeep pulls up, and then 4 people just tumble out of the Jeep, and he's like, oh, we got a full squad.
It
There
was real
is,
fun.
yeah.
That game gets just so intense. You, if people are out there listening, you can watch us. We've been streaming the last couple days of playing.
Good lengths of
about every
time.
night. Yeah, we got some high quality streams going on. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to see us on Twitch, we'll probably try to make like a actual not so subtle Twitch account at some point. Right now, it's been Dane and I on our personal accounts, but
Yeah. Lane to Point and
the Killamilla.
on Twitch.
THAKILLA.
I'm not spelling it. I already said it before. I'm not
They know how to
spelling
spell it.
You guys know how to spell. I trust you.
Yeah, we've
Except it's
been
not
playing.
spelled correctly.
It's the, not the Killamilla. The Killamilla. The Killamilla. No
It's
R's.
over there.
There are no R's in my name. I mean,
No
there are.
hard R's.
No hard R's in my name.
No, yeah, we've been streaming mostly in the evenings after
Yep.
work and whatnot.
Yep.
Very fun.
It's been great.
I've had approximately 1 viewer. Thanks, Colter. Oh, and Colby.
Yeah. So shout out.
Shout out to Colter and Colby.
It's been,
Shout out to
it's
all the
been
pair.
lit. But had you watched any of the game before you kind of watched our streams
No,
before?
that was
watched
my
it at all.
first time seeing the game.
What do you think?
What are your opinions of watching us play? We're not experts by any means.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks pretty fun. It's definitely not as fun to watch as it is to play, I'm sure. Yeah. There were times where it was boring and I was like doing something else while you guys were like just basically camping a corner. Or
Like
there are
scavenging.
minutes and like minutes of not moving or like
Yeah.
running and not doing anything. I feel like playing that game and then like if you play the game, step back from it and watch people play it, then you're just like, oh, I need to go back and play this game. Like if like anytime I see like other streamers like playing the game, like I stop and I'm like, I gotta go play the game instead of watching because like
Yeah.
I need to get back in it.
Yeah.
So I feel it.
Because watching it, you don't. I mean, playing it even when you're running across like an empty expanse of like a field or like scavenging houses, it's different watching it compared to playing it because you always feel that tension.
Yeah.
Like you always feel like, okay, well that circle's coming in. Either like you're scavenging a house and you know you need to move, or you're scavenging a house and you're listening for cars, or like you're running across a field thinking like, okay, I could get sniped at any second here, or like, was that a guy behind that tree over there? Like, am I crazy? And so you're always kind of engaged, even though you're not always fighting people.
Yeah.
And it's also all the more frightening and like, adrenaline pumping when you're not doing anything for like 15 minutes and then you're all of a sudden just in a fight for your life.
It's like
out
it's
of
hard
nowhere.
sometimes too because you get relaxed when you're running for so long. If you don't see anyone the whole game, like when it comes down to it in those final moments, you're like, oh, I need to make these shots. Like you haven't like aimed at anyone the whole game. Like you're rusty when you pull those like try to like hit people. So it gets tough.
You get
when it
thrown into
happens.
like large scale like fight for your life conflicts at a moment's notice and you have to perform and it's intense. Yeah.
I've never probably heard Dane scream as loud or like yell as aggressively as when someone like shows up in that game that he has to kill.
It gets real.
Because your primal instincts
You're
kick
just like
in.
chilling, and then it's just someone shows up. You're like, guys, there's a guy right here. He's here.
Like you have
because
to know,
you
like,
have
oh, there's a car,
to.
there's a car, there's a car.
Yeah, because that could be it. You don't want to
Yeah.
waste those 20 minutes. You don't want to have wasted.
Yeah,
That's true.
I feel it. It's just like
It's
when I
intense.
first heard that, I was like, Jesus Christ, so this is a game, dude.
Yeah.
Are you all right, dude?
Yeah.
It makes you just feel things. It's bad, but good.
You get really immersed.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. What have you been doing, Colter?
Oh, I haven't been playing a lot, but I am getting close to the end of Zelda. I beat the 4th and final Divine Beast.
All right. Are you gonna make your way to the castle?
Yeah, all I have left is to storm the castle, so to speak.
To kill Ganon.
Yeah, there's not much left to do. I could go search for some shrines and stuff, and like make my health more and like my stamina more, but
Increase those bars.
yeah, but I feel like I'm at a pretty good place to just do it, and I've been kind of wanting to just beat the game
Yeah.
because it's been a long time, and it's like I want to have spoiler, or I
Like,
want to
have
be
closure.
able to. Yeah, I want to be able to talk about the game with people and not have to worry about like spoilers or whatever.
I definitely get that feeling a lot when it's just like that happened to me in Prey. I was just like, I like playing this game, but I want to just be done with it so I can move past, move on and like do things.
And I'm sure I'll still be able to do a lot of stuff after I beat the game.
I think
so,
you will.
Yeah.
Have you been? I don't know if I already asked you this on the podcast or otherwise, but have you been looking for those memories?
No.
Okay.
I've
been trying to search for those.
Even though they weren't so great.
Thank you. That was a
bad.
reference.
That was good.
Thanks.
So yeah, I like there's at every stable there's a guy that can like tell you kind of where one is at. So I've been kind of trying to take that into account, but
Is it
doesn't.
the same guy?
I think it might be.
How does he know
I'm
where
not
the
sure. He
memories
looks
are?
exactly the same.
Yeah.
He just
He's
is a
like
guy that
hiker or something.
is an old guy, and he's looked around all the area, and he like paints landscape paintings and stuff.
Sure he does.
All right. Well,
I don't know if he's a character that's really important or not.
No, but then you'll talk to him and he'll be like, if I was gonna go to that place that a memory is, I would go to that mountain and look west or something.
yeah.
And then,
Sometimes he gives information like it could be over here or it could be over here. Like he doesn't always know exactly where it is. But,
yeah,
But
which is cool because he never spells it out for you.
Yeah.
You just have to
I mean,
kinda, like-
sometimes he kind of don't.
He does. Well, no, I guess in the literal sense that like it's not like a marker goes on your map and it's like,
Oh,
here's the
yeah,
memory.
that's true.
It's kind of like you have to go and you're like, okay, he said it would be near that tree with the blah blah, and then you go up on the mountain. You're like, oh, I think it's over there, and then you have to like go do it on your own. Like it doesn't hold your hand or anything,
Yeah.
which is cool. And then if people don't know, basically each of these memories are flashbacks of when Link was first fighting Ganon, like 100 years ago or however many years. It was.
Ganon.
If you want to spoil the rest of the game too, I'd really appreciate it. So,
Well, that's not a spoiler.
I mean, it's.
I mean, yeah, it is. So,
Well,
It's not.
how is that? How is him
The very-
explaining what
the very-
happened like that? Not a spoiler, please.
No, the very first like 2 minutes of the game, it says that Link was alive like 300 years ago.
I mean, he
or
wakes up
whatever,
from a
like-
slumber.
Yeah.
But
All right, we'll just keep going on.
whatever.
How does Link die at the end, guys? Please tell me. I just want to know how he dies.
It's not a
Link
spoiler.
dies
I
at
won't
the
say
end,
anything.
as he
Basically,
does in every-
basically, if these are optional, if you want to know more about the story, you can go find these. And I've been trying to find all of them.
Yeah.
They're cutscenes.
There's something else I was going to say about that. The guy that tells you where they are.
He's very old. He's ancient.
He's wearing like a Japonese outfit.
Yeah. I guess that was pretty much it. I'm going to probably look for those after I beat the game. But
Have you played any more Farpoint?
no, I haven't really played any more of that yet. But I will.
Alright.
I'm planning on it.
All right.
All right. What about you, Daniel? Is there anything else?
PlayerUnknowns, mostly. When I get home from work and have time to play something, that's what we've been doing.
When's the last time you played Persona?
It's been a while.
I'm never playing that game again. I've actually convinced myself that I'm done with that game.
Really?
Forever, yeah.
How many hours did you put into it?
40.
That's pretty crazy. Because
Yeah.
you were one of the biggest proponents of this game.
Persona 3 and 4 are my top 1 and 2 games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Persona 5 doesn't crack the top 10, 15, 20. Like, it's
sorry.
disappointing to me in every category, and I hate to say that.
I'm sorry.
I have been enjoying it, not anywhere close to 3 and 4.
Yeah. Like, I just, like, finally at a point I was playing, like, I just sat there and, like, took a moment to look in the mirror. I was like, am I liking this game right now, or am I just playing it because I want to like the game? And I realized I just want to like the game. I don't actually like what I'm doing. I don't like the characters. And I just was like, I'm, like, wasting 40 hours of my life here, so I stopped.
It's sad. It's sad to hear.
I mean, sometimes you gotta do it.
Because Persona 4 is flawless.
It's a perfect game.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's really good, and it's just sad that this one was so disappointing to me.
Yeah. That is really... I feel not well talking about this. I feel... I'm under duress.
But
Legitimately.
it has freed up a lot of my spare time, so
That's good. I am going to get back to Persona.
I commend you.
Yeah. What else have I been playing? Nothing... Oh, I mean, yeah, more Injustice, Black Desert Online, a little bit, like half an hour of it.
Okay.
I played like 2 hours of Vanquish, 3
Alright.
hours of Vanquish. That game's pretty cool.
It's real fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really mindless,
Yeah.
so it's really easy, and it's also so absurd and over the top.
It's really fucking silly. Like,
Yeah,
that game
similar
is so dumb.
similar to Bayonetta, but there's just so many moments in that game where like the one-liners are delivered so seriously
They
that
are.
you almost question if they if they understand that it sounds bad, but they must.
I found myself cracking up at that game more often than not because the lines are delivered and just so deadpan, but like they're so cheesy. I
It's
just can't
amazing.
deal with it. It's hilarious.
It's amazing, and I also like it because they don't take it very seriously with the dialogue, but
Yeah.
the way the cutscenes are shot and everything is
Yeah.
like so good. Like you feel like you're watching like a really like high end like sci-fi action movie.
Yeah, the action
Like,
the
it-
cutscenes look really good. And
It
just,
looks
like, spreads so
amazing,
slowly.
and like the facial animations are really good. Like there's so many cool like. It's constructed really well and really seriously and like really like mature tone, but then the dialogue just doesn't match.
Yeah,
And
I have
it's so good.
been highly enjoying
Yeah.
almost all the parts of that game.
That game's awesome. So, and it's also very early 2000s.
Yeah, the music.
Even though it's not, it wasn't even made in the early 2000s, or like 2010
the
or like
start menu
2009.
music is just like Daruto, like Sandstorm or whatever that song is.
Yeah,
called.
it
It's
is like,
it's perfect.
yeah, it's great.
Reminds
fun
me
game.
of like an old Need for Speed game.
I kind of feel like I'm listening to like the Sonic soundtrack while I'm playing
Yeah,
it.
it looks like the Sonic, like because it's like going like zooming really fast, like through like a city or like a Halo looking thing. It's silly.
Yeah, and you feel like and it almost sounds. Actually, no. A better example is it sounds like F-Zero.
Is that a better example? I don't know what that sounds like.
F-Zero, like the GameCube racing game.
I played that game. I can't remember. what
It's
it
just
sounds
really
like.
generic, like Darude Sandstorm music.
So,
Just like
Good
techno, bland techno. Yeah. Good stuff, though. I don't know. That's really the extent of it.
I feel like maybe we should save the last gaming topic for another cast.
Was there another gaming topic?
Wasn't there?
well, there was,
Oh, there
Yeah.
was. That's true.
but we're running a little.
Maybe we should
long,
just go
so
into fan comments.
Fan comments? Hey. I
Let's
have a
do
fan
it.
comment.
We got a comment from definitely not someone's family member.
Who wants to read this? It's from
I can read it.
my daddy.
I can read. Once I can get to that email, it's definitely here. It's from a friend. Let's find them. I got it. Don't worry.
All right.
This is from Edward. Hey, this is Dane's dad, but you may have already gathered that fact already. We did. Edward, I know you. So thanks for sending this in.
I know, yeah.
I know, yeah.
Here's what Edward had to say. I just listened to episode 3, and Misa think you boyos did a good job. I think is that a Jar Jar
Wait, did
Binks?
you
a
say
Jar Jar.
Misa
Yeah,
thing?
that's
oh,
a-
I didn't read that
That's
part.
a Jar Jar reference.
Oh, no.
There were many moments where I laughed quite loud. There are moments where you three are in the zone. The comedic timing was perfect. Some examples, and these are great examples, by the way. I'm glad you remembered these, Edward. Reference to Guy Fieri doing the motion captures for Shrek. 100% true. Don't look it up.
don't even bother. looking it up.
Someone, I think he believes it was Colter, tossed out a Django Don Johnson quote.
No, I looked this up because I didn't know who Don Johnson was. So from the movie Django, I believe he's referring to when
Leonardo- when you
Calvin
said-
Candy says,
Calvin Candy, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
you had my, and I looked up the quote, I messed it up horribly. He says, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
I think you had it the other way around.
Yeah, I had it the other way around. I think I may not have even said
the thought that
attention.
counts.
We got
Anyways,
the idea.
Yeah,
but-
it's a good quote. But the actor Don Johnson or whatever it is, he plays another character in that movie, the tertiary villain, a different like land holding guy. They go to his farm earlier in the movie, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's when like the blood sprays on the cotton or whatever. If you remember
Okay,
that
yeah,
scene.
yeah. All right. Well, all right, moving on. And so that quote from Colter, and he also likes my Jordan's disdain for many things, which is true. Listen, it's not
I
disdain.
like that element of the
Edward,
podcast.
I want
That's
to
good.
I want to make it clear to Edward and everyone else out there, it's not that I have a disdain for things. It's that things disappoint me, and because of that, I feel the need to bring it up so that way if people who created this could listen and say, "Hey, this person doesn't think this was great. Maybe we should do better next time."
That's
Maybe we can
exactly
do better.
that's exactly nearly word for word what I would say if I was called out for having disdain for everything on a
Not
podcast.
disdain for everything.
No, I appreciate it because you always have some reason why, and it's like a logical reason,
Yeah.
and you're a realist.
And
you're
that's the
not
thing.
gonna-
I'm a realist. I'm
Yeah.
not going to say something. I'm not going to say it because I hate it because I'm trying to be a troll. I might exaggerate a little bit to make
Yeah.
the bit funny and to get you guys a little riled up and
I
cause
will
some
say that.
discourse
You
and
do
have you guys
exaggerate
speak.
every
once.
But
Yeah.
still,
No, I mean
It's
I
based in
appreciate
reason.
it.
okay. Do you?
But you're not a hater.
I'm not a hater.
You're not.
I'm not a hater.
You're
I
not
hate
sipping.
things.
You're not sipping the haterade.
No, I'm not hating it just to hate. I hate things because I actually hate them.
Fair. That's a quote.
You just brought it back to disdain from any.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, and then Edward.
So basically, you were right.
Yes. Thanks for bringing that one up, Edward. Looking forward to episode 4. Hope you listen to this one. It was a good one.
There was also he added an amendum.
Oh, was I supposed
there's
to
a
read
follow-up.
He
this?
said,
Email.
"It's me again. Please forgive any spelling and punctuation fails in my last email. No, seriously. Have a ceremony of forgiveness with a sacrifice and everything. Thanks. Me also."
I hate to bring this up.
He sure is your father.
Dane, but is your dad offering to sacrifice himself?
No.
Or
I don't
No.
think
I
that
think
was
I think
stated.
something. I think he was probably suggesting that we sacrifice someone or something.
Oh.
In order to seek forgiveness on his behalf.
Should we sacrifice Kermit?
Kermit, you're up,
I'm
bud.
so sorry, Kermit.
Kermit, I'm so sorry.
Maybe-
What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm so.
Wait, how does Kermit talk again?
Go on.
I'm really sorry, boys. I don't know what I did to deserve this.
Oh, Kermit, you're my
sacrificed him.
favorite Muppet.
No, not my bestie.
We can't do that. All right, Kermit, sit your ass down. We're not
Anyways.
done yet, okay?
Sit on that orb.
I think that was the only comment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we do need to pick a movie out of a hat.
need
Wacky
to
film
pull the wacky
selection.
And I think it's Dane's, or is it your turn, Colter?
No, you.
I picked
Oh,
Scanners.
hold on,
Look at the
hold on.
movies.
It was
I
yours
picked
last
Jason
time.
Yeah. Confused.
I picked Oh,
You
okay.
picked Saving Private Ryan.
I
He
had
picked
Scanners.
Scanners, so it's me.
Okay.
Go ahead and grab me the bang. And be careful of the cords and stuff.
Oh, yeah. What do you? I think I'm a fucking idiot.
Let's do a little theme song. Picking the
wacky movie of the week. Hey, pull it out of the bag, Colter. Reach on in, pull out a piece of paper. It'll be real thin. Let us know what the movie is, cause I'm excited to watch it with my friends.
I apologize to everyone listening.
I thought it was kind of good.
That was for the sake of improv. I didn't say yes and I just went with it.
That's true improv right there.
That's why I ride or die with my bros.
That's why you're my friend. That reason
What
only.
is
We'll
it?
keep it real quiet after that.
What is it?
I need to break up the films. They stick together, and I
Yeah,
don't
they
want
do.
to.
Colter needs to break up the films in the bag. Reach on in, grab a film for us.
Dane, which one do you want him to pull?
I want him to pull Children of Men or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Ooh, I want to see that too. All right.
I've seen Children of Men. I want you guys to see it.
I've
Got a
seen
film.
Children of Men.
I'd be okay with anything really at this point.
Hot Fuzz. Let's
Okay.
get it, boys.
All right.
Okay, this is a good movie.
Hot
I have
Fuzz
seen it.
Is
It's
one of
my
the
favorites.
movies from the guys
The
who
Cornetto
did-
trilogy.
Shaun of the Dead
What was the other one?
was the previous film.
The World's End.
At
At
or no,
At
it wasn't.
World's
It wasn't At World's End. It was The World's End
Oh,
because
alright.
At World's End is Pirates of the
The
Caribbean.
World's End.
Oh, right. A better film.
Absolutely not.
Edgar Wright.
Actually, maybe it
Edgar
is.
Wright also
I'm
did
not a
Scott
fan.
Pilgrim.
Oh yeah, Scart Pilgrim
Scart
versus the World. He
Pilgrim.
did that.
Dude, we should put that movie on the list. It's pretty good.
That's a great movie.
Although I've seen it so many times, it kind of
Really?
defeats the purpose of the list. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you guys
that's
want to
fair.
put it on there, we
I mean,
can.
I've already seen it, so it's
Although-
Start. I remember we saw that in
This
theaters.
is kind of
yeah.
the same. Anyways,
Hot
this
Fuzz.
is a very good movie. I definitely recommend you guys see this. This is it's basically a pure comedy with some fun action thrown in. So
Sweet.
It also has the Hound
Who's
from
that?
Game of Thrones.
What's
a
that?
large man, who I think only says one word throughout the movie.
Sick.
I'm not sure who it is, but
Isn't there a guy that keeps saying one quote over and
I
over
am
again?
Groot.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't
Groot.
remember.
Vin Diesel's in this movie.
Maybe, but yeah. If you guys want to watch that,
Sweet.
you may do it.
I think I will.
Yeah, I mean I
If
don't have
you
a choice,
guys-
so I'm an indentured servant to film.
I was gonna just let it sit. If you guys want to contact us, you can contact us at it's not so subtle at gmail.com. We have a Twitter account.
At It's Not So Subtle.
That's correct. And
And Instagram.
The Instagram is the same. We have a Facebook page that does have a username of It's Not So Subtle. But you can just look up Not So Subtle Podcast. It'll be there.
On YouTube.
Yep, we're on YouTube. It's just Not So Subtle. Look up Not So Subtle. Don't click on the one that has gaming in the title. Thank you.
I mean,
That's not us.
I don't know if it's me, but when I search Not So Subtle on YouTube now, it's the first one that pops up for me.
Yes, I think that's true.
So
we're killing it.
We made it big. Let's go.
We're slaying the scene. The scene is still screen.
We're on iTunes.
Yeah, we're on iTunes and Google Play. Make sure you rate us and review it.
Yeah. So
Rape, comment, and subscribe.
No raping. None of that.
No,
Yeah, and we've been
only rating.
uploading Outlast 2 Let's Plays with a vengeance, boys.
Got a lot of them.
We got a lot going. As of this recording, we have 10 out. We recorded some today, so we'll be putting more out. They're pretty good.
And they
I'm gonna
are.
have the whole game finished soon, I feel.
Yeah, Papa Kanoth makes an appearance, and
Briefly.
Shit pops off.
shit pops off, and we get chased by a bear, by Satan's bear.
By Satan's Bial with a big ol'
Oh,
staff.
she did have a lovely singing voice. I'll give her that.
That wasn't the same. Wait,
It wasn't the same.
no.
'Cause
But
the-
there is some dope singing in these episodes.
Some good old Southern religious singing.
Relay
Mwah.
jazz. Where can they find you, Dane?
Where can they find me? On the interwebs, you can find me at Lane Point,
All right.
like it sounds.
Dat boy point.
Twitter, Instagram.
Oh, you're not going to spell it out?
I'm not going to spell it out because I trust the audience.
Good for you.
And also, now that I'm streaming more on Twitch, I don't consider myself a Twitch star, nor will I ever be. But I think we have some funny banter on there, and
Yeah.
there's been some legitimately crazy things that have happened on stream, playing mostly PlayerUnknown so far. But I'll probably stream probably more, pick up and play style games. I don't think I'd stream like a single player game I'm doing. But maybe like Vanquish, because it's so absurd. I might stream that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just fun, like action games and stuff.
Dope.
Yeah. So find me on Twitch if you want to watch some shite. Jordan,
Yeah.
where can they find you?
You can find me at the Killamilla. No R's. THA.
No hard R's.
You guys are smart. You'll find me. I'm the only one. I'm the only the Killamilla. That's not true.
That's not true. If you look up
that is
the
not true.
Killamilla, there's someone
But
else.
if you look up the Killamilla, you can find
Yeah,
me.
the
You can find me
Killamilla.
on Twitter, on Instagram, don't look that up on Facebook. I don't know what you'll find on Facebook if you look that up. Don't do it. I'm just Jordan Miller on Facebook. You can find me on Twitch. I'm also doing a little bit of streaming here and there, trying to. I'm attempting to up my stream game a little bit, so maybe get some Twitch comments in there, and so I can see
Some OBS action going on?
Got OBS installed. I'm trying to figure out how to use it. But yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit of that. I highly recommend watching those streams that we put on for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I feel like they're actually pretty fun.
Yeah. I've been entertained.
You can hear us converse with some of the other boys.
Yeah,
too.
you can hear our
Some of
Discord
which
chat
are
in there,
very
so.
offensive.
Yeah,
which you might like.
If you guys are trying to be politically correct, don't listen in on that. We do get a little rowdy in there.
I honestly
try
do.
not to.
I
but-
that's part
honestly
of the
do
fun.
think that ridiculous things are said and done in those streams.
I mean,
could be
it-
fun for people to watch.
It's not too bad. It's probably nothing you guys haven't heard before, but yeah, just fair warning.
Locker
Last
room
night
chat.
we broke the news of Covfefe to
We did.
everyone there. So
Seriously,
that
we
was
were
a
hot
fun
on
That
the
was
news.
Colter gave us a breaking news update on Covfefe
Yeah.
while we were embroiled in a intense match on PUBG.
So yeah, so the Killamilla pretty much everywhere, Steam, PSN, you name it.
Tumblr.
My Tumblr is not the Killamilla, it's Tenzo-Taicho. You'll find it. Yeah, Colter, where can people find you and only you on the internet?
Only me. You can find me at Colter Potter. COLTERPOTTER because I'm a good
I have
guy.
no idea how to spell that. Dude.
Yeah, that's a little above my pay grade.
You guys just don't know how to spell your own things.
Thank
so
you.
I just don't know how to spell.
on Instagram and Twitter, it is at Colter Potter. That's pretty much all. You can see my personal YouTube channel. It's just Colter Potter, and I have some music vids, some travel music vids from Disneyland and
they're sick.
Emerald City Comic Con. I'm pretty proud of the Disneyland one.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
I think we said this earlier, but I'm gonna try and get a on Twitch at least, Not So Subtle, just kind of the actual account running, and
I'm not sure what the username is going to be yet, but
yeah, we'll let you guys know when we actually get it up. But keep that in mind. So
all right, guys. Kermie says bye-bye.
make sure to watch Hot Fuzz for next time.
All right, what do we all have to say before this episode ends? Jordan, what do you have to say to the crowd?
Thank you, all you lovely listeners out there, for listening, and have a great week or day.
Colter, what do you have to say to all those listeners out there?
Hey,
Actually,
Do you have something else to add?
There was actually another thing on the docket that we might have skipped. I think it was someone's birthday that we're supposed to bring up.
Happy birthday, Ton.
Happy birthday,
Thanks, dude.
baby boy.
Watch this.
Happy birthday, you're in Cabo right now.
Happy birthday to everyone whose birthday it is out there.
Yeah,
so.
if it's your birthday today and you're not Ton, fuck it. Happy birthday.
If you're listening to this and it's your birthday, who knows? If you listen to this on your birthday and we say happy birthday,
That's a sign.
technically,
That has to be a sign.
it's going to be your birthday.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, happy birthday.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the day we upload it.
No. Just
Whatever
listen to this
day-
episode on your birthday and we'll have said happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
And now I'm going to go into my rendition of Happy Birthday. Kermit, take it away.
Take it out.
Happy birthday.
Wow. You
Wow. Remember, guys, this episode is brought to you by Covfefe, the #1 natural remedy for anything that's ailing you in your life. Can't get sleep? Not feeling too hot? Have a scar on your bussy.
What?
Covfefe.
So, yeah.